So now I've got a couple of these bench scrapers, both a round one that has a little curve to it, and a straight one. So this is such a thin area, I can't get a completely straight line, so I'm just gonna kind of go through and give myself just a little bit more straightening.
Is that also called a bench scraper, or is that?
It is, it's just a plastic bench scraper. Okay. And I'm not gonna be too, I don't need to be too worried about this, because the fondant is gonna, you know, cover a few of my, you know, your roughness.
Flaws.
Yeah. And also because I don't want to be here for 3 hours just doing this. I probably, if I were actually doing this, I would work it a little bit more, but we are 2 hours in and we have still a lot left to do.
Okay, we'll hurry then.
So this, see how I've got this piece? I can actually use this for my curve and smooth my curve really nicely here. And you can use it on an inside curve like this. I mean, yeah, this is an inside curve. And you can use the other part for an outside curve. See?
Gotcha.
Like that.
Very smooth.
Yeah, so it's getting smooth.
Now, is that starting to dry?
It is starting to dry, and you can tell that because it's starting to get not shiny anymore. All right, so like I said, we don't want to be here for the next for, you know, another 3 hours, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this one more little around, and then we're gonna keep moving. And again, I would let this really dry, which I'm not gonna do now. But
okay, so normally you'd let it dry for how long?
Probably an hour at least.
An hour, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Okay. All right, but I'm happy with that.
Yep.
I think we're okay. The one I want to be, you know, the most smooth is the front, because that's what you're gonna see. Remember, every cake has a front and a back.
This one has a specific front.
This one has a specific front. It's not like a wedding cake where you can do it and then go, okay, we're going to spin it around and make this the front before we put the final decorations on it. This guy has a specific front. So, all right. So there he is. He's covered in ganache.
Yay.
We happy?
Yep.
I'm happy. Okay. Let me get rid of these. Wash my hands again.
Excellent. I'll jump in with the other commercial.
Okay.
For the folks that are wondering about Yummy Arts, one of the most important things, there are no contracts to sign, so you can stay as long as you like, and you can cancel your membership anytime. So we're actually running a special right now. Membership to Yummy Arts is normally $27 a month, and totally worth it, as you can see. But today we've got a special link for you if you want. You can get in at at our discounted rate of only $19.95 a month. Just go to yummyarts.com/19. That's it, yummyarts.com/19. Thank you for listening to our commercial. How was that?
Okay.
Is that good?
That was lovely.
Nice.
All right, so now I'm getting really nervous because this is a bear to cover.
A bear?
Yeah.
Went from a potato to a bear.
It's a bear to cover.
Okay.
As you can see, he's really big. You could seam him if you wanted to. I'm going to try not to. We have to cover the whole thing with black, and then we're going to add the white. But the whole thing has to be covered with black to get him to be perfect.
So this is like 5 pounds of black fondant?
I think it's about 4.5 pounds, and I'm hoping it's enough.
It will be if it's thin.
I can't be too thin because he's such a pointed head that if he's too thin, he'll break.
Oh yeah.
So you have to watch that. I need to knead this really well. Now I make my own fondant, and those of you out there who know, I use LMF. I'm sure a ton of you are familiar with LMF. That stands for Liz Merrick Fondant. And she has a recipe for making your own marshmallow fondant, which is delicious and way cheaper than buying your fondant. And I use it for all my fondant except for black and red, because I don't care what they say, you cannot make your own fondant this black.
Yeah.
True black. It just doesn't get this black. And anytime, even if you don't use LMF, anytime you're coloring fondant, always start with ivory, because white fondant actually has bleach in it. And so as you're coloring, trying to get it a color, the bleach is actually bleaching the color. So it's working against you the whole time. So if you start with ivory, it doesn't have any bleach in it, and it's going to be easier to use.
That's awesome.
okay?
A great tip.
All right, so my heart's beating a mile a minute
See that? Relax.
because of
So you've
because
got-
having to cover this.
Okay, you've got,
Oh, the other
Blue.
color I don't do is red.
yeah, black and red.
Black and red. This, if you want
Yeah.
this color red, you can never get it this color.
Yeah.
So these are the two colors I buy.
Yeah, and
Fondex,
I was gonna
Satin
say,
Ice.
Satin Ice, Fondex. those are
Either one
great.
of those, they do great.
Those are
Okay.